Well, everybody, welcome to Istanbul. Nick Pallavito on the Travel Channel on Pod TV Network, and today we're going to look at some of the sights and sounds of Istanbul. So get your headgear on and let's go take a look and see what we have today. And we're going to look at what they call the secrets of Istanbul, or Istanbul Secrets. So we're going to just basically take a look and see what they have in Istanbul. So to start with this, we have, of course, you have to have the fort, the modern fort. And remember, Istanbul dates back to primitive times. And matter of fact, it was conquered in the 400s by Mehmet, which we're going to look at today. But they still have forts because the whole idea was it had a lot of forts to defend itself. So it was built really between the Golden Horn and the Bosphorus and a fort so that no one could take it over. But unfortunately, it was taken over eventually. So as you approach the city, of course, you're going to see a fort. Now, one secret that we're going to look at is what they call the streets in Istanbul. And here's one of the most famous streets that if you ever happen to go to Istanbul, it's called Istiklal Avenue, and it's full of shops. As a matter of fact, this is where I found the very famous David Walker's perfume right here. See, and he hosts one of our shows, but he also has a collection of perfume there, and you can find that actually on the street. So this is basically what it looks like, although it goes on for miles. So if you have a chance, you do definitely want to go to and see that. It's kind of an amazing thing to see. So the other thing is where to stay. Now we made a good choice where we stayed at, and this is called the we stayed at the Intercontinental. Okay, so if you have a chance, you want to stay at the Intercontinental. This is the view from the Intercontinental. This is one of the bad views because it's a cloudy day. You actually have some really good views up at the top, restaurants there at the top of the Intercontinental. It's just a fantastic hotel. So if you have a chance, you definitely want to go to the Intercontinental Hotel. So that's one of the secrets. Where do you stay? And if you do stay there, you're going to be close to Istiklal Avenue. It's really just, you just walk downstairs and you're almost there. So it's a pretty close place. And the other thing that you're close to, but actually it's a little bit of a far of a walk, it's not as close as you would like it to be, is this tower. And you're going to hear a lot about it. It's called Galata Tower. Now, we didn't go up the tower because the guidebooks say don't waste your money and time. And plus it was crowded, just like they said. But we're seeing yes, because the Galata Tower has history. The Galata Tower actually dates back to 1348 and even before then. So what they did is they built this tower. It's like a watchtower. It's on the other side of the Golden Horn. It's on the side where the Intercontinental Hotel is. So remember, the Intercontinental Hotel is not near the Hagia Sophia. It's not near Topkapi Palace. It's not near the Blue Mosque. That's on the other side of the Golden Horn. But in terms of a place to stay, it's a really, really good place to stay. And then you just take a cab or you take the subways in to see that. But Galata Tower is actually on the side of the Intercontinental Hotel. Now, there's another thing on the side of the Intercontinental Hotel, and this is something you definitely want to see. Dolmabahce Palace. And this place is kind of unbelievable. So if you do have a chance, you do definitely want to go to see the palace. There's Topkapi Palace, and that's what everybody hears about. But there's also this palace, and this is a palace you don't hear a lot about, but it's certainly worth seeing. And what we're going to do is to take you to the first place of the palace, which you want to look at, which is, oddly enough, it's the stairway. stairway is kind of impressive. So once you go there, you'll see this fantastic stairway that takes you up to the top of it. It's just certainly worth going to see. As a matter of fact, not only did we take a look at this place, we even got a book on it. So there's a whole book you can buy on the Machi Palace, and it'll tell you all about the history. It is the modern palace as opposed to Paki Palace, which is kind of the older palace. So just realize that'll be on your side of the street. Then here's something also very interesting that you want to look at. Once you go down the street, you got something else that's quite interesting. In other words, most of the city is mosque. However, some of the city is not mosque, and we're going to show you one that isn't mosque. This is called here it is. This is actually a church. So we do have a church. It's St. Anthony of Padua actually has a church there. And St. Anthony is a very famous saint. And Padua, if you go through Italy and everywhere, you're going to see him. He actually has a church in Padua, but he actually has a church in Istanbul. And so that's one of the few churches that you can actually see, because most of the things we're going to look at today will be mosque, but they actually do have a church. And there's another picture, of course, you want to take a look at is, okay, well, you can go inside the church. You go inside and it looks like this. It's not a big Baroque church you're used to in Italy. It's kind of okay, but it's not super big and Baroque. Okay, so then wandering back to the palace, you'll come across this person, Mayhead, okay? And he is one of the conquerors of Constantinople. And he also had a big fight with Vlad the Impaler. And he's kind of a very interesting creature that you'll come across, because if you read through the history, he shows up a lot in the history books. So something you do need to be aware of, Mayhead. The other thing is Istanbul itself. We're going to take a look at it. Boom, there it is. It's a huge downtown area. Now, we didn't get to go downtown because most of the things that you want to see are away from the downtown area. But realize that the population of Istanbul is like 16 million. It's like the biggest city in Europe, probably a little bit bigger than Moscow in terms of population, bigger than New York City. So they have a lot of people, a lot of buildings. It's just a fantastic place to go. But the thing you'll find out, the best secret of Istanbul will be the food. The food is absolutely incredible. And another thing is, when you go to the palace, you'll also come across the entrances, and the entrances are quite nice. They're big and very, very European. No way else to describe it. If you do also go to Istanbul, you have a chance, you want to go to take a boat ride up the Bosphorus, and you'll see the Maiden. And the Maiden's kind of interesting because it's got a little history behind it. It's called the Maiden Tower. And the Maiden Tower was actually built around 408 BC and then was rebuilt and rebuilt. It's a little tower in the middle of the Bosphorus, but everybody loves it because it's kind of a cute little tower. So you'll see that if you go on a boat tour, if you go through the Bosphorus as you head to the Sea of Marmara. So that's something that would be a very interesting place to go to. Now, in our previous video, you haven't seen it, it's Istanbul, the city of mosque. And this is what Istanbul is about. So, you go to the entrance of these places, and then you go further on and you'll see these grand mosques, and they're like everywhere in the city. And this is just one picture. This isn't even the Blue Mosque or the Hagia Sophia. It's just a mosque that's you'll find out around the city. And so we had to go check out some of the mosques. A lot of them you cannot go into, but they're certainly worth looking at. And then there's this mosque. This mosque I really liked because it's on our side. It was on the Intercontinental Hotel side, so you could actually just walk down to this mosque. But even better is that it's near the Modern Museum of Art. It's almost like right across the street. And to make things even better, there's this place. It's called the Malhap Antwerp. And we had breakfast there. It's worth having. It was just great. But not only that, you can get some great baklava there. And so you kind of like have to find this place, but it's worth eating, staying, buying baklava there, and buying all sorts of goodies. So on the first floor, they have all these candies. It's all lit up. It's just unbelievable. Then the second floor and third floor, you have restaurants you can go to, and it's not crowded, but the food is just excellent. And so it's something you definitely want to go when you go to Istanbul. Okay, and here's another mosque. Like I said, they're everywhere in the city. When you travel through Istanbul, you're going to find mosques everywhere. They're grand, they're beautiful, and they're everywhere in the city. And this is one of the many mosques you'll see. And then the final thing we're going to look at is the last mosque. Like I said, it was this one, which is, I have another picture because it's close to the, I said it's close to the baklava place. So I found it to be just really, really good. Not only the baklava place, but the mosque itself and the modern museum. But so if you have a chance to go, you definitely want to go to Istanbul, but just realize that some of the best things to do is to actually go around the city and, check out the food, check out the shopping. There's a lot of good things to do. And I think that it's certainly worth your time, effort, and energy to get to Istanbul, even though I know it could be challenging to get there. There's just so much good food, so much stuff to do that, it's a worthy experience. And a lot of flights go through Istanbul. And so you may want to stop by Istanbul, spend a couple days before you go on your merry way to somewhere else. So it's just an amazing, captivating city. And I'm actually glad I went. Probably will go back again. And, if for anything, the food's great. And of course, the people are great. It's just worthy time to go. So with that, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Pod TV channel. And you can also watch us on YouTube. And we'll see you next time when we do more travels on Pod TV. Take care.